So I do have a tidbit of the week. It's not long, but it's not short. I'm not going to rush it because it's really, really important, you guys. And I didn't really plan on my tidbit of the week actually being the title of the show, but it is. And the reason is because the title of the show it says in the beginning, so you call yourself a defender. And it's really a challenge to you guys. And I'll unpack why. So, first of all, let me say, I don't think I have everything figured out. And I'm not here to lecture you on what you don't have figured out in your life, because I certainly don't have it all figured out. And no one does. And if they say they do, you should run. But I do want you to expand your thinking on calling yourself a defender. And here's what I mean. I want you to take my story and think about it in terms of your life. So here are some things about being a defender as an example in my own life. So years ago, I used to think that being a defender meant carrying a gun, period. End of story. I truly believe that. And then I realized that carrying a gun is not a magic I'm safe now tool. And I decided to get extensive training, not only to how to learn to use the gun, but when to use it from a legal aspect. And then I realized if I carry a gun, I have a higher responsibility to be aware of my surroundings and those around me and to pay attention to what's going on so that I might avoid a potential conflict in the first place, because I learned through my training that is the best case scenario, is to not get in a conflict to begin with, right? And because I now saw my gun as the last resort instead of the first, I also started carrying pepper spray, because a less than lethal option is a smart thing to have. And then I thought to myself, well, if I'm going to willingly run towards gunfire to protect others, like let's say in a mall, for example, then I must also have sound medical training and tools in order to not just stop the murdering, but to stop the dying until the professionals can arrive. Because as Ed Monk says, time and math, people, time and math. And if you don't know that inside thing, you should go watch the Ed Monk interview I did. So then after that, I thought, well, just because I know all those things, what if someone's trying to drag me into a car or has me pinned to the concrete? What if I have to run for help? How much have I prepared my body for extreme high stress? And that made me assess my own physical fitness. And then I realized I can have all those things. I can be trained beyond trained. But if I lose my marbles mentally by panicking in that same situation, then none of it will matter, because I will be making horrible decisions and potentially doing more harm than good. So when the stuff has hit the fan, let's say, and I have done literally everything I can to protect those I love, and have used every tool, every resource, and every ounce of energy to make the right decisions on potentially the worst day of my life, then what? What kind of legal, financial, emotional, and social aftermath will come after being involved in a violent attack? What kind of a spiritual struggle will I encounter if I haven't thought all of this through in advance? And now I realize this journey of being a defender has a very small part to do with the actual skill of shooting a gun, and everything to do with being a defender in all areas of my life. A defender of my health, a defender of my finances, a defender of my marriage, and of my heart. What if this defender's lifestyle goes deeper and really boils down to living an authentic life, doing the hard stuff when all you want to do is run away? And what if all of that starts with the people at your kitchen table? Do you really want to be the person who crushes it on the range and then goes home and steps on a Lego and loses your temper and spouts all kind of toxic nonsense into your family? Do you really want to be the person that feels tired and unmotivated because you've let yourself down and your spouse down multiple times, how good of a defender are you really if you're not the protector and a safe place for your family and loved ones? What are you really defending? I want you to think about that. What are you really defending? What good is being a protector if you cannot lead or be led? Whew. I really am passionate about this, guys, and I know that Mike is too. I just have a couple more things to say and then I'll bring him on. I believe I'm like getting emotional about this. I believe that every small decision that you make in your day reflects who you really are, not who you say you are, and not who you even tell yourself that you are, but who you really are. And the daily work that you put in by yourself behind the scenes will show itself in everything that you do and be multiplied in a high stress environment. So, you say you're a defender. I say take an honest look at what you might be missing from that equation. And I take an honest look at myself all the time. Ask yourself, what are you lacking and how can you fix it? Because being a defender, to me, is a mission and a never ending journey of learning to be a better person, both on and off the range.